this video, we'll show you Sync Database's ability to pull information into Notion and create a GitHub Issues sync database. One of the most frustrating software experiences is updating two tools with the same information. We've all been there, copying, pasting, checking, and double-checking to make sure information is correct and up to date. So far, we've examined embeds and link previews as solutions for bringing external data into Notion without the fear of staleness. But what happens when you have a whole project tracker outside of Notion that you want to sync? Should you copy and paste each individual issue? Of course not. Sync databases remove all of that redundant work and let you bring in full boards from GitHub, Jira, and other tools right into Notion in one action. Sync databases are the final step in building up Notion as the central hub for work. By easily bringing in data from external tools like Jira and GitHub into Notion and allowing them to be structured as a Notion database. You can view them in Notion, of course, but because they are Notion databases, you can also add relations to other Notion databases and structure the data in one of 6 versatile Notion view layouts. Let's look at an example of a Sync Jira board. To add the board, we'll follow our normal steps by copying the URL and pasting it into Notion. When prompted, select the Paste as Database option, and your board will begin to sync. Since this is a lot of information coming over, the process can take a couple of minutes. Once all the tasks are here, you'll notice that the information associated with the Jira tickets have now become Notion properties. Pretty neat. Just like any other database, we can now structure this information into new views. We can make a board view by status, by task owner, or by sprint. We can make a timeline view. By applying filters for type, we could create a calendar just to see the big picture epics. The other cool thing we can do with the added functionality of Notion databases is create relations between sync databases and native databases in Notion. For example, you might have GitHub issues related to CX customer reports, or Jira tickets related to go-to-market product launch calendars. Sync databases also have a really cool auto relation feature, which will pick up mention pages and pull them into Notion as mentions automatically. This happens anytime a Notion URL is found in the body of an issue or a task in the external platform. At the moment, all sync database information is view-only, so you don't have to worry about your source data getting changed accidentally in Notion. Especially when you're working with cross-functional teams who need to view information from these specialized tools, sync databases can be really helpful. Before moving on, let's dive into an example of what a sync database could look like in practice. We'll sync a GitHub issues database containing issues reported by users to an internal task database used for project management. First, let's visit GitHub and grab the URL for all issues in Acme's API repository. When you paste in a GitHub issues board, you'll see the option Paste as Database. Choose this and rows will start to auto-populate. Again, this sync database is read-only, but you can still add advanced properties like relations and create new layouts like we did earlier in this lesson. Now we'll create a relation property by clicking the plus button and selecting the type relation. We'll choose to relate this to our global tasks database. That's really it. We now have 2 ways of associating tasks with GitHub issues. We can create the relations manually, like we just did, or through the auto relations we talked about earlier, when new comments with Notion links are added to issues, they'll automatically show up here. Sync databases are a powerful tool that allow you to bring external data from tools like Jira, GitHub, and Asana into Notion. By creating relations and new views, you can improve productivity and organization across your workspace.